evening. Welcome. It's wonderful to be on Gino's spot.
Relax, sit down. Coming out of PE town. One drink, find a shot. Never mind your liver, get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Have a Gino shot.
Gino's shot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Center Stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gino's spot tonight on this Saturday evening indeed. It is the 10th, Saturday the 10th, one day after my wedding anniversary, 27 long soul-sapping years that my wife has had to put up with me. And it's been lovely. Thank you so much for all the greetings. I hope everyone's online. I hope you got a drink in your clutches, in your claws. I hope you got a drink there. I see Carol Jacobs online from East London already. Fantastic. Cheers, everybody. Tell me where you're drinking from. Tell me where you're watching from. Hello, Mark Telford. Lovely to have you here as well. Also, the gin how's the gin making going there? I don't know how that what are the during the lockdown in America in the 30s. What was that called again? The prohibition. Yes, the prohibition. You would have been very good to have that then. Stephen Pearson. Hello, Stephen Pearson. Lovely to have you all the way from Elliot or wherever it is. I can't remember. Enki or something. And Gary Joyce. Hello from George as well. And Mr. G and Mr. T tonight. How's that, Wendy Tom? You clever lady. A G and T, and that's what we got tonight, because thank you to Fitch and Leeds is the tea part, the tonic part, absolutely. And of course, Fitch and Leeds, our sponsor, as well as Spa. Spa's been fantastic over the last little while as well. Leonard Balferman, hello from The Hague. Kariga, hey? Well, I don't know if the Kariga River actually gets there. I don't know. I wonder if it actually gets up. It probably does. The early stages of the Kariga River or up there in Kariga. I don't even know. But lovely to have you from The Hague as well. I hope we got some people from the patch as well. Indeed. Cheers from Bushman's River Mouth. Fantastic. Tanya Fushia, hello. Tanya, lovely to have you all the way from Bushman's. It was beautiful. I bet you the weather has been fantastic, and it's just lovely. I learned to windsurf there, you know. Mike van Vieren, fires, hello. Hello, Mike van Vieren, lovely to have you aboard. I like the oil rig on your profile pic. Looks pretty good. I don't know what the history is there. Are you on an oil rig? Ja, nee. Ek weet nee. Sound like what's his name? Skulk is always is on about that stuff, and I hope, I don't know how, from where all over the world we normally get a couple of people as well. And I hope that you guys have been relaxed this weekend. It's going to be a beautiful, relaxing weekend because we got to get into starting. The gigs are starting to happen as well for me as well. So there's a couple of live shows coming, which is quite encouraging. So I hope everybody's crawling out all the way from the UK. Jane and Ted yes, St. Francis Bay, of course. Jane Rich, hello, Jane from St. Francis, always at the shows. She was the life of the party. I hope you still are, Jane, the life of the party, all the way from the UK. Isn't it fantastic? We can watch from all over the world in this on these shows, and we come in all the way from Gqeberha or Port Elizabeth. Oh, Nelson Mandela Bay, whatever you want to call it. Robin van Graan, hello, Robin van Graan. Lekker om jou hier so. Tracy Fawn, hello, Tracy. From a cold UK as well. Oh dear. Well, hopefully we can warm you up. Get yourself a gin as well. Get yourself tanked up on a gin. That'll be beautiful. All right, we're going to do a little song. I think we're going to do the song. So send me some comments to sing, and we'll do a little song for you. How about that? I'm going to play some guitar to you. Your eyes on the road and your hand Elliot's there and he says, I'm all winning, Gino. Yvonne Lotte Williams says, hello from McQuabbs as well. Oh, let it roll. Oh, Michael Benz, so this says, how's it? And Robin van Thron says, from Knobworms, Plate Limpopo. Hey! Alison Fillion says, hi from Qatar, G-Slock. They're all over the place tonight. Let it roll. Oh, we go. Gabby Hughes says, Dubai. From Dubai, Dubai. Let it roll, baby, roll. Let it roll, Jane Rich. Do you doubt? No, I don't doubt you, Mike Van Buren. Oh, no. Oh, read actually a chirping painting. All right, it looks like an oil rig from here. Brendan Kelly. Good, I'm glad you have. You need the drinks these days, you know. We've got used to the drinking. I think it was the band that did it. Hooray! Jay Rich. Leonard Pofferman. Leonard Pofferman. Keep your hands on the road and the other up on the beer. Give it some drums, my brew. Give it some drums, my brew. Yeah, Pat Wood. Sunridge Farm. Well, I woke up this morning and I got myself a beer. I woke up this morning and I got myself a beer. The future's uncertain and the end is always near. Mark Telford, Pearson. Hey bro, please play Westlife. I don't think so with this guitar in my hand. Rolling Gino says, Brett Hilliard. That's cause you always had to do with gambling. Roll, baby, roll. Let it roll, baby, roll. Let it roll, baby, roll. Let it roll. Oh, the chords are always a little bit all over the place, but you know, because I'm a drummer. But I like guitar. I always loved guitar. I think it's the sound, that sound of the guitar. You know, it's like the first time I don't know who, but put on your the first album that you ever got, the first record that you went out and bought yourself. You know, it's that one that you actually had to put out the cash for. Because you must have really liked it. I wish I was then Port Elizabeth Senior Senator. Absolutely. We'll still keep on doing them. Hello, Marty. Hello, and play it. That's right. I'm trying. You see, that sound of the guitar. When I heard those opening lines of Whole Lotta Love on Led Zeppelin 2, that was that. Oh, and when I heard that, I just blew my mind and introduced me to rock and roll. What is a record? Indeed, what is a record? I also had Queen Greatest Hits. I see that the black album with that square on it, with all their faces. Was it Tanya? That was amazing. And they were advertising it at the time on the radio. If it was Springbok Radio, I can't remember. But they always put on "We Will Rock You," and that was like, for me, the drums were like, the drums, Dirty Dancing. Oh my God! It's like, that's so romantic. And a whole R1 for Cat Stevens. Oh, lovely. Cat Stevens is amazing. I mean, that voice. I think, there's always something about the album or about the song that really gets you in. Hello, Beatrice. All the way from Switzerland. All the way from Switzerland. Lovely to have you. Leonard, Faith, George. You bought Faith, George Michael. My wife bought Faith, George Michael. That was like the Wham thing was big. The Wham was big. Okay, we go. Still some. Thank you very much, Jane. Rich, I love you for that. Indeed, and I hope it's going nicely there in England. Jason Evershed. You're always having a good laugh, aren't you, Jason? Yes. So I mean, those first albums, I just love them, and it's topical tonight because how about some Dire Straits? We'll do. I even learned that lick as well for Money for Nothing, eh? I learned that Money for Nothing like a little while ago, but I cocked it up. It was terrible. I just cocked it up completely when I try and play it. I get guitar stage fright. Jason, lekker to be lekker, indeed, to be lekkert. I don't know what lekkert is, but I presume it's lekker always. That first album that you get is always the one that you have to put out the money, and you always think, wow, that's a lot of money. But it's because you want that song so badly, and you hear all these. You used to sit with headphones on and listen to that the first time you heard it. It was like beautiful. Anyway, that's music. That's music. I love it. Dire Straits is fantastic. I love it. People say Knopfler is a little bit, is a little bit naff. It's like there, a little bit flat. But he plays with his fingers. Very good. Very good. I'm more of a Jimmy Page. Give me some rock and roll. Yeah, give me some Angus Young. That's what I want. But because that's stuck in your face. Wow! But then every now and again, I suppose you go back to that quiet stuff, that you listen to. I don't know. Spotify these days, it chooses your music. It like guesses what you're supposed to. It tells you what you're supposed to like. I don't like that. When I used to listen to an album, then you listen from beginning to end. Or you had that tape. The cassette tape that you taped, and it was all the songs that you really loved. I'm going to talk about this with Charlton just now. I'm sure I'm going to chat because it's pretty topical with him being a good DJ. Charlton Tobias, of course, on today. Charlie T. And what? Yes, there he is. Look at him. Look at him with his earphones, looking so smart indeed. All right, but first of all, we're going to do the magical mixologist tonight. We're going to see what Justin has to say with our sponsor, Fitch and Leeds.
When the sun goes down and you need a little tickle, Fitch and Leeds have got a flavor for the people.
Hey guys, welcome to Magical Mixologist. Today I'm going to be showing you guys some of the fun mocktails and stuff that we can do with our Fitch and Leeds products. Okay, so today we're going to be making a mocktail with our Fitch and Leeds Cheeky Cranberry with a little bit of fresh cranberries muddled in the bottom of the glass and a couple of lime wheels and a little bit of fresh lime. So literally super easy, super simple. We're going to take the fresh lime, squeeze that boy in there and everywhere else on the bar and get it out of there. We're going to take our cheeky cranberry, we're going to pop that boy open, in my eye, brilliant, and just top it up along with the muddled cranberries and the lime wheels. Still, fantastic product and a fantastic drink.
Fitch and Leeds have got a mixer that'll fix you on the table.
Fitch and Leeds, the bespoke mixer for the discerning individual. Lovely, Justin. Well done. I'm having a little bit of cranberry myself. Very, very nice indeed. All right. And let's. Thank you. Am I looking very? Am I really? I thought I've got this whole this cupboard, this like huge room full of costumes. So I just and there's no real need for me to wear anything specific. So I just thought I'd just go outrageous whenever I can. So because the guys just got to tune in and say, what the hell is he wearing? Well, today it is the Jimmy Connors / John McEnroe, tennis shorts and some sort of thing that looks like I don't know who threw up on me, but it's probably somebody took a lot of drugs anyway. So they threw up on me on my shirt, and I think it looks quite fetching. Thank you very much, Jay. Deja vu. There's that Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. Wow, love that stuff. I've been listening to Carry On just recently. Carry On is the most amazing song. That's Carry On. Oh, I love it, love it. Lizette Coast Howell, hello Lizette Coast Howell. Lekker kuite, oh sy, is die kuite. Gaan my lekker met die kuite. Is jy, wat sit by die boere pompie? Met die Christman verrum byt, van die boere pompie. Dat die donkie long jou byt. I can do it as well. Ek kan 'n bietjie Afrikaanse musiek. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to bring on our special guest tonight. And we have a little introduction for him as well. From Algoa-FM, of course, breakfast show star, Mr. Charlton Tobias, Charlie T.
Gino, how
Welcome.
How are you? It's good to be here.
Very
good to be
well.
there. Yeah.
Yes, I'm here. We are here. Have you got? I hope you've got a little drink for yourself, Charlie. Excellent. Muy,
Even
met
the ring
die
as well.
cola.
There we go.
Ah, see. We'll send you a case of Fitch and Leeds as well, just to have a drink. We sent Lee one as well, so we can't leave you out. You know what I mean?
Don't tell her I stole it. She's still looking for it.
Oh, is it? Charlie, lovely to have you in the studio with us. We've been. I've been wanting to have you on for a long time. Yeah.
No, it's good to be with you. I think I'm going to put my specs on because I don't want to make a spectacle of myself.
Yeah.
But there we go.
Oh, that looks.
No,
You
it's
look
good to
so
be
much more intelligent. You're going off the screen, but it's opposite way around. It always freaks you out.
Sorry about that scream in the background.
Oh, is you scream? It's only your kids. Have you got them tied up?
No, it's the Yorkie.
Oh, the Yorkie. Have you got a Yorkie? Well,
Yes.
Ian von Mammoty and I did a show once with a couple
I
of
saw
dogs
that.
and all the and we thought the Yorkie's got like a northern accent kind of vibes, always gossiping about everybody. It's like, oh, you won't believe what happened, to the dog next door. You won't believe what I saw. What's your Yorkie's name?
Benji.
Benji. Oh, yeah, you won't believe Benji. You won't believe what he's been doing. He's been sitting there, and then somebody came along, and the mother-in-law came. She had a huge, she's quite large, she's got nice. And she sat on him, Benji got stuck in the crack. It was terrible.
I think Benji's from Cape Town. Benji doesn't speak like that. Except Gino. With Gino. No, I'm kidding.
See?
Didn't you do something as well? If a dog had an accent, the different types of dogs with that accent, what they would be.
That's it. Yes.
And Yorkies, that's what
Absolutely.
Yorkshire sound like. Yeah. Like,
No, that was
English.
Yorkshire. Yes,
Yeah.
Yorkshire was that one. Yeah, no, absolutely. And then the Cape Town, the Afghans were like, look at my beautiful teeth. My master takes me in to get teeth done,
Camps Bay.
Yeah, Camps Bay. Oh, everyone's got their accent. All dogs have got their own accents, and they normally follow their masters,
I don't know if you can hear the background, but the two Alsatians in the backyard, they're busy barking because I've got a bit of
He's like,
a birthday party which happened earlier, and
lovely.
17-year-old girls in the back room. I told them to be shh and to try and.
I'm surprised you haven't got all the 18-year-old guys lining up outside waiting to come in. Have you been keeping them out?
Do you know, I introduced you to a couple of firearms while we're on.
Ah.
No, I'm kidding. That's a girls' party. It's a girls' party.
Oh, okay. It's the girls only, so you have to keep it secret. As far as there were no guys there. But if we know that the girls are more brighter than that, they got you.
I'm on top of things. I like technology. I've got my CCTV cameras out there. They're all on, and the dogs are outside, so they're watching. I'm not like that.
Oh, good. Listen, I see you got a Beatles T-shirt.
Yes, so I was thinking I'm on with the Gino spot on a Saturday night. What should I wear? DJ, music, and arguably one of the world's best bands. I mean, I grew up with the Beatles. My
Unbelievable.
dad's a big Beatles fan.
Is he?
You can't argue with him because he will just say it's the world's greatest group. And I'm wearing it's actually the first time I'm wearing it tonight. I'm wearing it especially for
beautiful.
For
It looks crispy and new. I got to say, it's beautiful. What album's on it? It's Abbey Road.
Abbey Road.
It's Abbey Road.
Yeah.
It's Abbey Road. Walking across.
The zebra crossing.
Have you ever been
you seen-
overseas?
No, I haven't. I haven't been overseas, which is actually quite sad. I think I'll probably get into that a bit later on. But I don't know if you've seen recently, there was this student, she was in the UK, I think it was the UK, and she actually took a photograph of herself. She asked her mom to take a photo of her crossing Abbey Road, the famous pedestrian crossing. And mom took the photo, and lo and behold, you won't believe who was in the background looking back into the camera. It was Sir Paul McCartney.
Oh, really?
Ask that for
Was he
that.
hanging
that was
around?
He was hanging around. Timing was immaculate. It's perfect.
You got to keep your eye open for the comments over here. Do you see who's saying hello to you?
Oh my word! Look at Lee Duhu from Johannesburg. Hello, Lee.
From Johannesburg.
She's left us she's left the show for 3 weeks. She'll be back in 3 weeks' time because some people are actresses on TV.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
shooting a new TV
It's always like, ooh, I'm an actress. Ooh. Look at me. I'm in Johannesburg while you buggers are still in Quebec.
We've got the ocean, so where? How's it, Lee?
Lee, you're a bastard. Can you believe it? You're rubbing it in. And what is she? What acting job is she doing? Do you know what she's doing there?
Yeah, I do. She's going to be in a new TV series on television.
Oh.
And I actually forgot the name
Very
now.
nice.
But yeah, it's all still under wraps, like kind of.
Oh,
But yeah.
it's
So
okay.
And she's the main lead. She's the main actress.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Holy crap! So she's going to be plastered all over the television.
Exactly. Yeah.
I see Lizette is tuning in from Westring. How's it, Lizette? She's obviously a listener. You must. I mean that breakfast show is popular. You must get it. It's another whole vibe. That thing. It's got its own little. It's like its own juggernaut, its own ship that plows through. Hey? And people know that show.
It's a lot of fun, Gino. Yeah, it's best job in the world. I mean, it's not even an understatement. It really is, and I'm really blessed to be part of the team. Yeah.
Absolutely, but you're a stalwart. You've been longer than anybody there, I think, at the moment.
Lance and Charles still beats me currently on air. They're slightly ahead of me. Slightly. 1997, October 97.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
no. Charles and Lance were probably like mid-90s, I would imagine, because they're my age,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Charlton.
Did you get your Sasso cards yet? No, I'm kidding.
Yes.
I'm joking.
Damn you, Charlton! Damn you!
Yeah, just coming up for what's it, 23 years? October this year. Yeah.
It's amazing. So it was October.
Yeah.
October. We'll get into it because we'll go over your history. When are you PE born and bred, Charlie?
Yeah. PE born and bred.
Really?
Never moved away from here. Grew up in
school.
PE.
Where'd you go to school?
So primary school. Actually, 2 primary schools. I started off at Galvin Park Primary School in Port Elizabeth, in Galvin Park, and then standard. Well, then it was standard 4 and 5, grades 6 and 7. I went to Galvindale Primary School. They call it number 1. That's the nickname for the school. It was primary schools. Yeah, and high school was Galvindale Senior Secondary School, Galvin High.
Okay.
I matriculated as well, yeah.
Were you also expelled like Lee?
No. I know all about Lee's stories. Lee's rough. She's a rough cunt. She's rough.
Yeah, she was. She was a difficult child.
Yeah, but
you weren't a difficult child.
No. I wasn't. I was an introvert, believe it or not. I was an introvert at school. I was a very nervous child growing up. Nervous, just anxious. Anxious child. My wife still tells me I'm quite nervous still. But I mean, you need to have the balls to be in this industry. So you can't be.
You do. Absolutely.
But,
yeah.
Very, very, very nervous growing up. But it all changed at varsity. It changed very quickly at varsity. Became an extrovert.
I mean, look, my wife is a teacher, and she teaches people that kids that have got learning problems, and often those learning problems go back to a nervous disposition or a nervous or a something,
There's a root. There's a root to it. Yeah.
There's a root to it, and so being an anxious kind of person. I see Michael Arthur, lovely to see you, James. Love Charlie. Easier to get rid of herpes than Charlton.
Hello, Fly.
Mickey, we can't flip and trust you to come up with just be. Jy moet ordentlik wees, Mickey Arthur.
We did a gig together a while back, and it's probably, I have to say, I know you doing it as well, Gino. Stand-up comedy. I had one. Yes. I think it was at the Music Kitchen one year. Sorry, I'm jumping around, and I was invited. Fine. Actually, I'm going off screen. I don't know why. It's weird. Okay.
You're going the other way. Yeah. You need to go the other. It's reversed.
It's flipped around. Okay,
it's flipped,
there we go.
Man.
There
it's flipped. You check.
So just getting back. So I was invited to the Music Kitchen to do a gig, a stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
I mean, I always do jokes, pranks, chuckles, whatever.
Yes, yes.
But stand-up comedy is very, very difficult. It's the worst. Okay, I should be careful how I say this. It wasn't the worst experience of my life. It was nerve-wracking. It was absolutely nerve-wracking.
Yes.
Obviously, you can't like have a blueprint of where you're starting and where you're going. And obviously, the crowd plays a very important role. They can either make you or break you. And Mike was there that night as well with, I think Roland Gaspar was. There's quite a few guys on the bill that night. And I kind of like prepped, I looked into the mirror. I tried looking for, it's the worst. No, it's very nerve-wracking because you don't know what to expect from the crowd. It's either they're going to sink you or make you. Yeah.
Absolutely. No, Charlie, it's, telling jokes is one thing. But getting up there and doing a set, let's say dying is easy and stand-up comedy is hard.
Yeah. No, I'm not in a very comfort zone, I must be honest, when it comes to being on stage and doing a stand-up set. MCing, giving the mic any days, those type of things. But
because there's no pressure. It's the pressure that's not there. Because as a stand-up guy, you've got to be there hitting those laugh lines, whack, build them up.
And also trying to remember your storyline.
Each of course.
Subject as you're moving along, trying to remember that because you need at least. I mean, if it's a half an hour set, you have to remember those bullet points as to where you're moving.
Yes, and, absolutely. It's like
half of mine.
Because when you're in the moment, it's just like when you're playing music as well. Charlie. It's like. When you can rehearse it as much as you like, but when you're in the moment, your mind just goes blank. So I always say you've got to have those, like if you're singing a song, you've got to have those lyrics in the back of your head. They can't be like flitting around here. There are guys that can do it, and I'll tell you who does, is Wayne Callis.
Yeah.
Wayne Callis can learn a song 5 minutes before he goes on stage. Yeah. And Donovan Hatting as well. A photographic memory, like bang. But for me, that song has to be way back in my memory so that I just spew it out. It mustn't be, don't be trying to think of what the lyrics are while the song's going. No way.
It mustn't struggle to come out. It must just come out.
It was just, yeah.
So,
it's so funny. And the same with comedy. You've got to know those jokes so well and those build-ups. You've got to prep that stuff so well. And the only real way to do it, when people ask me about it, the only way to do it is to get up there and do it in front of the audience, because you've got to build your confidence to a point where even if you go blank for a while, you'll figure out a way. You'll find a path. And that you need the confidence.
Blank. I actually went blank. I just forgot everything. And you were just thumb sucking and hope. And thank goodness, somehow it just clicked. The next bullet point just came back. And I was back on the road again. And then thank goodness, I thought, oh my word. I can't just stop in the middle of this and just walk off the stage. I mean, I was ready for the stage to swallow me.
Yeah, no, I get it. I've been there when you go cold on stage and you're thinking, I cannot even think of my next bullet point. I'm just like, wow. And I've been there as well.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen often. But let me tell you, it happened once in front of 600 people in Cape Town. And that was a nightmare. It was probably 5 seconds, but it felt like an hour and a half.
Have you ever been on a stage where you actually fell through the stage? You're on the stage and you actually fell through. It happened to me. But you know what? There's always a bright side. It's just a stage of my life that I was going through.
I saw you building to that one, you bugger.
Yeah. And Auntie Yvonne, I saw Auntie Yvonne Williams on screen now.
Yes, I see Yvonne Williams on saying hello, Charlie. There we go. Where's it? There's Yvonne Williams, and I see Gillian Forley as well. I presume that's the Forleys from the PE Forleys.
Yeah, and Jillie's also our PA at Algoa-FM.
Oh, lovely. Yeah. Okay, I've been to your buildings there. Looks absolutely amazing. No, there's Michael. He's been in the same spot. You see, Michael. He says 2 seconds feel like 2 hours. It's so right. You go cold, and it's like, I'm not going to think of anything. I can't think of anything. And then all of a sudden, something fades into, and you just go. You just go. You don't know where in the script you are, but you just got to go somewhere.
No, hopefully not again. Hopefully not again soon for me on the stage.
No, it's scary, but I mean, and people expect, but I can imagine that when you do go on stage, there's always a warmth, because if people know you already, there's that warmth that's already there.
Yeah. No,
They want you to do well. Nobody wants anybody to fail.
Funny you mention that. I mean, that was probably like maybe 60 people there that night. Okay, 60 people, and I was probably that was the most nervous that I was. Yet, if I can stand in front of 20,000 people, I'm not nervous. I was MC for Celine Dion, Westlife, Eddie Grant.
Yeah, I've seen you on stage there.
And it was an easy walkout. It was always natural. But yet, smaller crowd, I was so nervous. It's weird. It's weird.
Try 10 people. I tell you what, it's even worse. Because at least with a bigger crowd, you've got more chance of getting them to laugh as well. So there will be pockets of people that will infect the rest. It's kind of like COVID.
Yeah. So that's
okay. So you were at school in PE. So after high school, I mean, what did you do?
So after high school, that's the interesting thing, because Dad asked me, Charlton. My dad was a teacher. He was also the teacher at my high school. He was on staff. He was head of department of physics and maths. And obviously that one question always arises. From standard 8. I keep on saying standard. I don't have to say grade.
Yeah, it's fine.
From
I'm good with
it. 8, 9, and 10, and ex-teacher, naughty. 8, 9, and 10, that question came up, and I kind of knew what I wanted to do, but the chances of getting into that was highly unlikely. I tell you why. I actually wanted to be an airline pilot. I wanted to be a pilot. I love aviation.
Your aviation, yes.
Yeah, and there were two ways either getting into it. You either joined the then cadet. There's only the one airline at the time.
Yes, cadets.
The Airline Academy, which was in Australia back then. You had to apply for that. You had to be an A aggregate student. It was top of the crop they selected. And the other alternative was to go to flying school, which was not cheap as well. So both was not an option. I remember my dad took me, we went to one of the flying schools in Port Elizabeth just to get the brochure, to see the prices. It was matric, and we were like, and Dad said, no, I think it's going to be cheaper for you to go to university. And that was that idea was scrapped. And I said, okay. I didn't give much thought as to what to study. I really did not. Yeah. And Dad, you know what? There are so many teachers in my family. Dad, why don't you just do teaching? And I said, you know what? Let's apply. And I entered for the BA education degree, and that's where it started.
Yes.
But it did not finish. There's a story to that as well.
Oh, right. Okay. So teaching, yes, continue. Because I mean, that aviation thing as well has always been a thing, and I'm sure we'll chat about that just now. But the teaching is, and it's also safer for your dad. It's like, okay, no, it's all right. He's not gonna go pilot. I don't know about a pilot. It's kind of like comedian or musician. It's like, I don't know. I'll never see him again.
No, so 1994 was my first year at the then UPE. And,
yes, the year I got married. And
yes, it was your anniversary yesterday as well.
Indeed, 27 years ago.
27 years, yeah. And I started my first year, but there was a bug that bit a good couple of years prior to what happened when you have orientation at varsity first week, first week to orientate yourself.
First week, yes.
Where the classes are and getting used to your new friends, etc. Just rewinding back a good couple of years. I must have been 8 years or 7 years old when I went with my dad to varsity. Now, he was studying part-time as well. He was teaching and he was continuing his studies. And we often had to go to the university after 3, after 4. And I used to, walk around with him. And he showed me, Charlton,
night lectures.
No, night lectures he attended, but he had to go and I think he'd see a lecture or something about something. And then he showed me the kraal. This is what the students eat. This is the kraal. And I'm like, okay. And then we heard music playing, or I heard music playing in the kraal. And I asked my dad, what is that music? He said, well, I think it's the radio station. That's what he heard.
Radio Uppie.
Radio Uppie. And he told me,
yes, sir. And you know who was on there, of course, yes.
Yes. But
at the time.
I was very young at the time. And that was a quick conversation we had. 8 years old, 9 years old. I forgot about it. 1994.
She's like Jolly. 9 years old.
1994, the first week of orientation, that memory just went right back into my brain.
Wow.
Radio Uppie.
Yo.
So I went down to the kraal. Orientation was happening. I went down to the kraal. Never forget, I bought myself a pie and chips, and I sat down there and I was listening to the...
Yes, I remember.
It was all students, obviously, between lectures, they were doing
I
shows
remember
and
that
stuff.
lady that used to make the pie and chips. She had a copy on, a hat thing, and she was an old Afrikaans lady, and she would just sit with this huge pot and stir the stuff. I don't know what used to fall in there, but my word.
Yeah, so there I was, I sat and I had a listen. Day 1 became day 2, became day 3, and I eventually decided to actually find the studios, because they had the studios close by to the kraal. And I knocked on the door. It was very quiet. I'll never forget my first time into a radio station. I do that because it's a glorified PA system. That's what Radio Uppie was. Microphone, long cables, speakers all over, in the kraal, and went down to rest, to Xanadu, etc., all the different races. I met a guy there. He was sitting there, and there was another DJ on air, but the door was closed, and there was a guy sitting in the office, and this guy probably... it's where it all started for me. His name was Kevin Neeson, blind.
Yes,
blind
I know
guy.
Kevin.
Kevin was the station manager of Radio Uppie, and I introduced myself to him. We just started chatting, and so now orientation is happening, and I found myself every single day going to the studios. I never went to classes.
Yeah.
Look, I eventually went to classes because I obviously had to start getting my notes and things together. But the bug bit, because I was watching these students doing their radio shows and stuff, and it was so interesting, and I was fascinated at what was happening. It was so cool, and
Was eh?
Anyway, and that's where the bug.
Okay, so the spark, eh? It's amazing how you say that little spark, because I also, with my drumming and my music, we started out as a drummer, so you have this little spark, a little guy that tell you I always say to Vaughan Robertson, Vaughan is at I think he's at Reno. He was his brother was a drummer, and when I was young, he was playing in a show at my school at Clarendon. And I saw this drummer, and I thought, "Wow, this is amazing!" And it's those little sparks. So you saw the DJs, you met Kevin, and I just left UPE then. It was
so
UPE.
Missed you then, yeah.
Yeah, we just missed each other. But I knew Lance was in classes with me. We studied closer together. Yeah. And he was in class with me, and of course Charles was always there, and I was playing in bands, so we would go into Radio Uppie as well and do interviews, and Nick E was there too. I'm sure you must have met him there too.
Nick and I, we moved together, we partied together. So I know Nick very, very well. Of course, he's also part of our umbrella company as well.
Yes.
But also, as I said, the bug bit, and
yes.
First year, I was not often in class because I was at the studios, and you needed a DP in order to write your exams.
Yes, you did.
And I started knocking on lecturers' doors. Can I please write the exam? Because I didn't attend the allotted amount of lectures I was supposed to, because I was at Radio Uppie, and I just got in. It just happened from there onwards. Then I got into my second year. I was still involved with Radio Uppie. It was 1995, and things started changing drastically in 1995. Okay. Shall I share the story, or do you have another question?
I see this Cornelius. Cornelius is saying hello there.
Hey, it's our producer on the Breakfast Show.
Is that your producer?
Yes.
And Alfie.
The boss. Yeah.
Alfie, look how good he needs a raise. Alfie, he needs a raise. He's saying this guy's a magnificent human being. You can't get much better than that. That's fantastic. Alfie, thank you.
Hey, Brian.
And there's Brian Wilkinson. Of course, he was at the boardwalk around the lake chats. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I'm sure when you guys were still at the boardwalk. Stuart, there we go. Marjorie. Hello, Marjorie. So these your fans. Are these your fans? Yeah.
No, my fan is right. It's right over there.
He rises every day.
Very early.
He does. Otello Campodonico. Otello Campodonico. Is italiano? I parlare italiano. No. Wow. Obviously that's your love for radio. Then sort of starting to grow.
Well,
Were you involved in the news station after Radio Uppie?
So there's a story behind Campus
Yes.
Bay FM. So 1995.
Campus Bay.
Campus, yeah.
Yes.
So there's a story behind Campus Bay FM, and I was proud of. Well, it's a proud moment. But I was also part of that whole development because I was part of the group of students in 1995 with Kevin Neeson, Miles Fitton. It was a whole group of us,
Oh,
about 7 of us. You know, you kind of had a management team as well at the on campus radio station, and I was part of that. And then the IBA, the Independent Broadcasting Authority, who's ICASA now, they made licenses available for all the community radio stations. That I mean, the UCT radio, RMR. That was a very important year when applications were opened up for community radio in South Africa. And I was part of the panel that applied for the license for Campus Bay FM. And we also made the loan from the then VC of UPE.
Yes. The Vice Chancellor.
Yeah, the Vice Chancellor, yeah.
Sounds like something out of Star Wars.
Your father. Yeah, and,
Is that what he did?
Yeah.
I've got your money.
So, yeah, we put the application together, and also the application for the loan for the station, and it all came together after a good couple of months. And there was the birth of.
Are you allowed to
Campus
say how
Bay
much?
FM. It was a small loan. It was 270,000 rand. I'll never forget the total. It wasn't a very big amount.
It's enough for me to buy a couple of pairs of shoes and stuff, you know.
So yeah, so that was launched. I was part of that team. It was very interesting to see the application process. It was albeit a couple of years ago, so it was quite nice to be part of.
That's getting thrown in the deep
feature.
end. I mean,
Yeah, it's a lot. Fortunately, we were a lot of students. So some were studying law, final year law students. Their dads were attorneys. So we had access to a lot of people, so it made life a little bit easier with the application. But here's Wayne Hart, co-presenting on Breakfast.
Yes, of course, Wayne. And Wayne, we're hoping to get you in at some time as well. You're on the list
Wayne.
here, young man. So ready yourself and your internet. Ask Charles about his training and how the diet plan is going. Have you got a diet plan, Charlie?
I am. I'm 10 Ks down.
10 Ks?
Yeah. Lockdown
That's a lot of
was very
weight.
good for a lot of people.
Holy crap, you must have been a real fatty, eh? No, that's amazing, Charlie. I mean, gee whiz.
No, hard work.
Hard
work and changing the diet a bit,
It is, it's a whole mindset. I jump around a lot in my work, and thank the Lord because I think you can get into a spot where you just, it affects your whole self, So as soon as you start doing a bit of exercise and you're getting out there, and you just need to feel right,
Yeah.
So,
80%
eating.
80% is eating. Eating right. 80%. Yeah.
80%. So you eat right, and then your mind comes right as well.
Yeah, and then a lot of training. I'm doing training every day. CrossFitting.
What kind of training? Like husband training.
That too. But yeah, it's been going well. Yes, Wayne, thanks for putting it out there. I'm sticking to it. I know why I was asking because it's weekend as well. We normally share on the Monday how things fell, how the wheels came off the weekend. So I do have a bit of a cheat. And often when Wayne and I, when we meet in studios on the Monday, we chat about what we was not supposed to eat.
Right, I see. And I see Wayne's also saying that when you left CBFM, we transformed it to Bay FM with the new studios and did it better after he left.
He's gonna do that. Yeah, so obviously I left, and then Wayne was also part of the Bay FM team. Obviously, campus fell away because if I remember correctly, it was on campus, and the radio station, it graduated from the campus. It went away. It was premises.
Did it go?
So campus fell away and just became Bay FM. So that was
Bay
that.
FM.
That
where were
was
the
me.
buildings back then? Can you remember where it moved to?
I think they moved to the
Bay FM.
Bridge Shopping Centre. I remember at one stage you were
Oh,
there
yes.
level. Yeah.
That's where I met Nick E. Nick.
Yeah.
Nick was doing his thing there, and I remember because I was with Eminent Child, so we were always doing all
Eminent
sorts
Child.
of shows.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, man, when are you guys going to reunite? Just come on. I was a big fan.
I know. I'm a fan too of a band. I thought that it was a fantastic band.
And besides Tico Torres is another story. Tico Torres, drummer for Bon Jovi.
Oh yeah.
Because of Eminent Child, when I watched you guys, you also gave me the itches to get the drumsticks in my hands.
Drumsticks.
Yes,
I'm so glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Charlton.
I actually taught professionally by Hilton Goodmans. I don't know if he's still.
I remember Hilton. Fantastic drummer.
Hilton was my teacher.
Magic with the big hair. Woohoo.
Yes, with the big hair, big curly hair. And he taught me drums for about a year or two. I was playing quite for quite a long time.
Okay. Philip is she's advertising for her run. It's the I don't know what all that stands for, but it's the run for it's a run. It's a run.
South Africa, I'm guessing.
RSA starts the Great Big Virtual Run.
Okay.
Great Big Virtual Run, I see. Yeah. Well, RSA starts on the 1st of May, 1,000 kilometers in 4 months. Indeed. Yes. I see how she's tied it in, cleverly tied it in there. You see with the advertising. A run, you can run or cycle. 1,000 Ks you've got to do in 4 months. If you can make teams, and she's doing that. So get hold of Philippa, drop her a message if you're keen. And it's a good idea. So you should really do it as well, Charlie.
I'll think about it before I get myself tied with a rubber arm. Cornelius, no. It's not going to happen.
Cornelius, we need to do a drum off. I'm there. I've got my drums here. Right?
No.
Where's the drum cam, Gary? Show him the drum cam. Here we go. It's right here. We're ready to go here. Can you get it? I don't know if you see it. There we go. Look there.
There we go.
It's all here, ready to go.
He's also a very, very good drummer, Cornelius. Very good. He plays it. You know what? He's very humble, that guy. He's our producer, as I mentioned earlier. He plays most instruments, and very well as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that about Cornelius, I wonder if Cornelius used to pop in at Pop Shop when I used to work there as well. I don't know if you remember Pop Shop.
I do remember Pop Shop.
Yeah, that was
Shop.
In Westbourne Road. It was great. And I've virtually been doing the comrades for years, says Mickey Arthur. Yes, virtually indeed. Nearly, you mean nearly. But that's great to hear, Charlton. So you lost 10 kgs and going strong.
Yeah,
are you doing like CrossFit or something?
Yeah, with Cornelius. We're part of the same team in the valley.
Okay.
In the Barkens Valley. Yeah,
what are they called? What are the guys called there?
Superheroes.
Superheroes.
Yeah, for Superheroes Fitness. Yeah, that's where we train in the valley. Just next to Algoa-FM. It's just down a few meters from Algoa-FM.
Yes. So you just hop out and off you go.
Yeah,
fantastic.
That's
on the corner. Is it on the corner there?
No, it's halfway down the road before the
halfway down.
tramways.
Okay. Oh, lovely, man. Because I'm a runner. I love running.
I didn't know that. You're a runner.
I do. And I love my running.
You got the build. You got the running build. I can see that. I can see it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, we can do it. And I realize with running, it's probably one of the most difficult of the three. If you're looking at cycling and swimming, the guys moan the most about the running because I think it takes everything on. For me, the swimming is just hectic.
Well, I think also the running is hectic because it's the last of the triathlon. It's the last leg of the triathlon.
Yeah, maybe it's the last thing on that they have to
do.
Very
tired by then, so yeah.
There you go. He's been cross-dressing for 2 months. Oh, so not cross-fitting. He's been fitting clothes. That's what you've been doing, Mickey Arthur.
I have.
Where's Mickey? Are you in Durban, Mickey? What the hell are you chirping so much tonight? Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, so just jumping back. Yeah, so that was... the start of radio, so to speak. I left.
Yes.
I was doing the drive show on Campus Bay FM then, just before.
Okay.
Then Radio Algoa and Algoa-FM before that happened.
Yes.
When I received that call.
Yes. Okay. So they headhunted you.
The then he's now our CEO, Dave Tiltman. He was the program manager / GM of Radio Algoa back then. He called, but he didn't get a hold of me directly. He actually, back then, cell phones were just kind of like,
All right.
He actually phoned, I don't know, you know what, this is still I don't know how, but he phoned my dad's, I was still with my parents. He phoned the house line, he phoned the landline. And I was in I'll never forget the day. I'll never forget it. I can still remember it as clear as if it was yesterday. I was in Galvindale visiting a friend in Galvindale, and my dad was riding around trying to find me because Dave Tiltman left a message with my dad to phone him urgently.
Yeah. Okay.
And eventually my dad got hold of me. I remember him screaming out of the car's window into my friend's yard. Call Dave Tiltman. Huh? And trust me, in the industry, you know the names, you know who the big fish are. You kind of know. Okay,
that's Algoa-FM. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Algoa-FM.
Or Radio Algoa at that time.
Yeah, and made my way back home, and I called him, and I think it was the same afternoon. I was so excited. I said, he asked me, "Are you available to chat?" I said, "Now."
Yeah.
I'm like running already with a landline in my hand attached to the wall, and things happened very fast from there in October 1997. Well, just before. It was just before October. It might have been July, August 1997.
Oh my word!
When I signed a one-page contract,
just
one page.
Really, one page was
shift. It's not much to put down for graveyard shift. And as you know, once your foot's in the door, that was what it's all about.
Yes.
And I was aiming for it, and that's what happened. Yeah.
Oh, it's fantastic. It must have been. It's an exciting thing when something like that happens. It gets you motivated. You want to, and that graveyard. I bet you that graveyard shift was like the best show you've ever done.
It was the best show you've ever. It was. It's probably one of my proudest. What's the word I'm looking for? Probably one of my proudest moments in my life when I received the call and the very short negotiation happened. This guy from the northern areas back then, 1990, it was a very different face.
That's true. That's true. I never really thought about that, eh?
And I thought to myself, after the whole thing happened, I was thinking to myself, I said, what just happened there? I mean, what were the chances? Here's this guy from the northern areas in PE. What just happened there? And it was a very proud and emotional moment for me as well.
Yes.
When it all sank in, albeit graveyard shift. So it was And obviously, the other shows happened as the years progress, and you build yourself up, you become better, and etc. Yeah.
Of course, you get more confidence as you go. And I mean, how was your teaching fitting in there? Because did you graduate and you got your degree?
So there's a story behind the teaching thing. That's what I mentioned earlier. There's a story I mentioned.
It
started, but it didn't finish.
There's always a story with you.
So yes, the teaching story, Gino. This is how it went down. So 1994 was my first year. I finished my first year. I got into my second year, and it became very demanding. It sounds weird, but I was very involved with the campus. Well, with CBFM, with Campus Bay FM. Did a bit of program managing, marketing managing. So I got doing the shows. Got very involved with the station, and I was trying to balance the lectures, and I really had my heart full in. It was 120% into radio. It was in my veins. It was just in my veins. Yeah. And I had a chat with my dad. I said, listen, I don't know how. I just can't cope. I can't balance lectures at varsity. And I'm so involved with the station. We just got off the ground. So my dad said, you can't just chuck. You're going to have to finish your qualification. You need something behind you.
Yes.
And we chatted, and I said, but how am I going to finish my qualification? The timing is not really in favor. My dad said, you know what, I'm going to speak to the rector of Algoa College of Education. Yeah. Which is here in Port Elizabeth.
Yes, I remember Algoa,
Yeah, and it's Teachers College.
Yes.
It goes back years. It didn't start in Newton. There's a rich history regarding Algoa College of Education if you look it up. But anyways, so our dad and I went with him to go see, I think the rector was Sammy Snayers at the time, and we went to have a chat. And I enrolled for the full program. Yeah. And it worked out. The timing worked out. The lectures worked out. And I finished my teacher's diploma.
Excellent. You have a couple of credits from varsity as well, I'm sure.
So it was in collaboration with UPE. It was merged because they marked your final exam was all in collaboration with UPE. It was marked by the education department. The exam was also set up partly by UPE as well. So that's how the whole thing came together. So I still owe UPE a year for my degree.
Okay, excellent.
So that's the whole picture of the
story about the teaching.
Yeah,
excellent.
But you asked earlier as well, how did I balance
Alfie says it's a long story.
A long story about it. It was a long story. But, so what happened, I was then qualified, and I started teaching almost immediately. So the church I belonged to, they had a school as well. It was a private school.
Sunday school.
No, not quite It wasn't Sunday school. It's actually school from grade 1 to grade 12. And the headmaster.
Was it Harvest?
No, it wasn't Harvest. It was Western Christian Academy, which became
Yeah.
amalgamated into Word of Faith. It went into
Word
a
of
lot
Faith,
other
yeah.
schools as well. But anyways,
Okay.
some of the students when it actually closed down. But just getting back to it, so what happened was the headmistress at the time she resigned. She was going somewhere else, and I was asked, listen, you're throwing the deep end. And I said, what do you mean? We want to take you on in the school, join us, but we need a headmaster. We need a headmaster. I said,
Okay.
what? I said, I'm 23 years old. 23. So that's where it all started. So I did the extra courses for the type of education that was happening back then.
I was going to say that they needed another headmistress, so they got you.
Yeah.
Look at my wife. You see, she's on to me. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Yeah, so that happened. My wife was that's where I met my wife as well, Natalie. We started teaching together as well, and she also was a teacher at the school. And strangely enough, somewhere along the line, I actually had one of my ex-teachers becoming staff members at the school as well. So it's kind of weird. I was with the headmaster, and some of my teachers at high school are now on the staff. So that was the story. And at the time, I was teaching. So school would be like from, let's call it 7:30. There was sport in the afternoons till 4:30. Back then, I was doing a 9 to 12, Monday to Friday, on radio, on Algoa-FM, Radio Algoa back then. So you can imagine what my day was like. So it was a teaching day. I had a bit of a break in between, and had to be an hour at the studios before the show. We were at the atrium back then. That's when I joined.
Yes.
Algoa with the atrium, and I had to be there at 8. Do the show 9 to 12. Only fell asleep at 1:30. Up at 5, and that went on for maybe 4 years. Yeah, so it was.
No,
Very
they must have
demanding.
killed you.
Very taxing. Very taxing. From the tax man as well.
As as a musician or a comedian as well, I always work in the evenings. But it doesn't mean that you don't get up early again, because everybody else gets up early. So you got your wife. My wife is also a teacher, obviously. So she's up early, and the kids are always up early. So you got no choice, and it's cumulative. Yeah. It goes. She says respect. You see, because I know she's talking about teachers. That's right.
Teachers are. It's a calling. It's a calling. It's a sheet full of people. It's a calling. Yeah.
Yes, it is. It is. It's true. And but that cumulative effect of those late nights, and it's every night, and then eventually you're just like then you end up like Elvis and take drugs to go to sleep and drugs to wake up or something. I don't know what you have to do. Oh my word!
Out on the toilet.
I know. Eating a cheeseburger. Oh, that's just terrible. It's just terrible.
Doesn't go down well. Doesn't go down too well.
No. I'm not even going to go there.
That
Elvis is sacred to so many people.
No, he is.
It's too soon still.
No, it's too soon, man. So soon after, it wasn't long, and then I can't remember. I really can't remember now. I think Alfie was program manager back then. Alfie, I can't remember. And then I was offered 6 to 9 in the evenings, Monday to Friday.
Okay.
So things became a little bit easier.
Yes.
And then I left teaching, and I concentrated only on radio.
All right.
Yeah.
So you got a better contract, and at least you knew you could support and do the thing. And
and then also I had my side little gig, which started a while back. I was DJing. I was doing a lot of weddings. I was DJing.
Yes, the
DJing
DJing story.
It was a hobby on the side, which eventually turned into a business. So I was doing the weekday show 6 to 9, and on the side I was DJing weekends.
Yes, a fan from those days.
Tony, yes, I remember Tony.
Tony used to phone late at night.
Yeah, I used to phone in. I remember. Wow, word, yes, I remember.
You know, I can imagine Tony calling. Tony, this is Tony. I've had just a couple of gins, and I'd like to know if you can play. What song would you like to hear, Tony? Do it.
Probably I want to ride my bicycle. Tony loves mountain biking.
Already.
Yeah,
I want to ride my bicycle. She says she came into the studio, and I saw the stress of being a headmaster. The rest is history. Oh, that's Alfie. Oh, shame, man.
Yeah. So it was Alfie. Alfie. Well, I was called in by Alfie. He was the program manager at the time, and I was offered the 6 to 9 slot in the evenings. Yeah.
Okay.
And that happened. Yeah. So
Oh,
it was
shame.
it was a little bit easier. It was a little bit less stressful. Yeah.
No, Alfie's an absolute legend. You know, the way
Legend
Alfie's
guy.
a people
awesome guy,
people
man.
person,
Yeah.
hey?
Yeah.
And
he is.
and
Yeah.
although Algoa is such a big, it's a big, you know, it's a galleon, you know, as well. It's this massive thing. But he tends to keep it almost like a family in there. He really does. That's his talent, eh?
I always say
Amazing.
this,
Alfie,
he knows,
legend.
Like, no, he knows it. I tell him all the time. Best man for the job. He's the captain of the ship. Yeah.
and he gets that thing. It's like you never feel like you can't go and chat to Alfie about anything, you know.
Yeah. Open door policy.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. Alfie, legend. And okay, so then Algoa, you started doing that show, and obviously, but you were doing DJing on the side as well.
Yeah,
Weddings and your stuff.
it actually started with Radio Uppy. They had a little I say crap respectfully. They had like 2 15-inch speakers, a broken
Yes.
amp, and you know, after when students left varsity, when they got married, they always phoned Radio Uppy. Do you guys have a DJ? We need a DJ for a wedding.
Yeah.
So the DJs at Radio Uppy were Alfie's blushing. The DJs, it was extra pocket money, you know. You DJ'd on a Saturday night, it's like probably like $200 or 300 Rand for the night, which was a lot of money, relatively speaking, back then. And that's where it all started. It was a hobby, and much later on, I think my mom bought my dad bought my first set of equipment, proper equipment, just the amp, speakers, and the microphone. That's how it all started.
Yes.
So that was on the side.
It's good for money making. I mean, that time it's extra money as well, of course.
Yeah, no, it was nice, good pocket money.
And now your aviation story as well. We're going on your hobbies and your things that you got involved in. I mean, tell us. So that was obviously a first love.
It was a first love, Gino. So aviation, it was always a passion. It never left. But it made it made a return back in 2008. When I went down to, actually had a conversation with quite a few pilots, and it changed from fixed wing aircraft to helicopters. And I was at a braai somewhere one night. There was a lot of pilots there as well. And they said, Charlton, you will never...
A pilot's
ever...
braai. I don't know where you find those.
And they said, you know what, you will always talk about this pilot thing that you're so keen on. You will never ever get into it if you do not go to the school, the flight school, pick up an application form and fill it in. I said, but I've got no money. I said, just save a little bit and, pay as you go type of student. So anyways, long story short, that was the advice that was given to me. Yeah. So I went to one of the schools in PE, and that's where I met John Huddleston. Everyone knows John Huddleston in Port.
John.
Legend.
Somebody tag John Huddleston, please. Gee whiz. He said, apparently pilots' briars are taking off.
That's a big thing, I promise you. Yeah, you get high as well. But anyways.
Yeah, you get high at those briars. Yeah.
So I filled in the application form. I saved some money. I had some money saved. It's amazing how quick that money goes because it's very it is very expensive. So I started flying with John. I was a student pilot flying helicopters. Yes. But I never got to finish it. It was just I had no means of finishing it financially.
Okay. Yeah.
So it was just left hanging. But I got a couple of hours, got over 30 hours.
Helicopters.
Yeah,
helicopters got like left hand, right hand, left foot,
cycling.
right foot. It is like playing drums.
Yeah, no, it pretty much is. A lot of coordination, cyclic collective, and your right pedal and left pedal.
Yeah, so just give me a quick rundown. What's the right? Is that your the back thing that's the back there? They got
the tail rotor.
The tail rotor.
Yeah.
Is that the legs? I always figured out that would be the legs, right?
They call it yawing.
Okay.
You're yawing the
so you go
the chopper.
yaw.
Yeah.
Okay, yaw. Okay. Yaw. I don't want to do that again.
but it's you know what, you either have it in you or you don't when it comes to helicopter flying, because a lot of the instructors I speak to, because they'll know almost immediately after your first or second flight, your intro flight, they kind of like they can see if you have the coordination for this thing. And hats off to them. It's a nerve-wracking experience for those instructors because it's dangerous. Things can go wrong, but they're at the controls. But you either have it or you kind of like don't. yeah. So
especially with
that was,
John Huddleston, because he's a nutter.
no, John, you know what? If anything went wrong up there in the helicopter, Gino,
Yeah.
I would want to be with John in the chopper.
John, yeah.
Things can go wrong, but
Yeah.
I would want to be with him. He is, ex-Air Force boykie. His roots are from the Air Force. He's got so many types under him. When I say types of aircraft under his belt.
Okay,
very experienced. So that was my stunt into aviation a little bit, and still
so you
have
got
passion
into it
for
a bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
At
But
least you had a taste.
Yeah, and it's just very, very expensive. Either daddy needs to have a lot of money, or you have a bursary, but bursaries are very hard to get hold of. And as we speak now, the aviation industry is not doing very well. It's a very tough industry to be in right now. As coming to think of it, it's
probably better
tough.
to be on the DJ side.
It's better to be grounded. Still kind of like on the airwaves, but different.
Yes. Well, I think if anybody, obviously, people know that you want to do this. So if anybody's keen, give a Charlton a foot up, man. Honestly.
I know what it costs, trust me.
It's big stuff. Is it beyond the Gino spot budget, I'm sure?
Yeah, look. I can look. You're looking at about a bar for a commercial helicopter license. Just under,
really?
It's expensive. It's not cheap.
Holy crapperoony. Yeah, no, my niece up in Richards Bay, she flies those big jet bell flipping. Woohoo! Nadine, she's a slight little. She's strong. She's won SA champs with these down what's it, mountain biking stories and strong women. But she's a little, and she rides this huge helicopter. Wow. Out to Richards Bay.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's just huge, and for her,
out in Cape Town, out in the Western Cape.
Actually, in Durban, Richards Bay, yeah. She was Durban Harbour, Richards Bay Harbour. She used to take out the pilots to the boats. The boat pilots.
The oil rigs, off to the oil rigs.
Yeah, as well. Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
And now, the breakfast show. When did the breakfast show start?
I was trying to think about this the other day.
And which breakfast show was it?
It was probably. I'm thinking. I don't know. I'm thinking 2007. Thereabouts, it started. I think it might have been around about there, 2007, 2008. I started getting up quite early. It was offered to me to join the team.
And that was that's like that's an early shift then. So then you got to get used to that whole story.
I'm still not used to it. You don't get used to it. You don't get used to it. I promise you. But,
oh my word!
Yeah, Boardwalk days. That's it. Yeah, Boardwalk. Yeah. That's right.
Was Boardwalk days? Okay,
right.
was that? I'm just trying to think. All the breakfast show hosts over the years. I know it was Darren, and there's been
and Carol Ann.
Wayne, obviously Wayne. Carol Ann was there as well. And then, but wasn't it? There was somebody else.
But prior to that, Martin was also on breakfast.
Yes.
Martin Bester.
Martin.
And then Martin Bester and Carol Ann was on as well. Yeah. And then prior to that,
Martin
Fish,
Bester
Elise and Steve Bishop was on as well.
Elise Fish, because when you were at the atrium, I remember her Elise doing all sorts of stuff with Carol Ann. Cash was doing all the marketing and stuff at that time as well. Of course, she's married to Bissy. Bissika, there's another one that's been with you for years there as well.
Yeah, before my time even as well too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. And then, so what time you get up in the morning?
My first alarm goes off at 4:30.
Oh.
I say first because there's a couple.
Oh yes, that is so hectic.
4:30.
That is so hectic.
Then I've a bit of a snooze sometimes, but sometimes the best thing you have to do is just jump out of bed.
Okay,
and
you just got to go.
Don't put the phone next to you. Put the phone out of arm's reach, because then you're forced to get.
Oh right, so you got to get out of bed and go fetch it.
You have to get out to put it off. Yeah, that's the theory. That's the theory.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't do that.
You've never been late. Never been late for one.
No, I have been. I not maybe twice. Twice I was on the road. I made the call, guys. That happened maybe once or twice in my lifespan on breakfast radio.
Okay. But not too many times.
My late is getting in 2 minutes after 6, which is too late, but that's a good couple of years.
All right,
ago.
okay, all right.
A while back,
okay.
Yeah.
All right, and most I've just said, your with the breakfast show, the most exciting guest you've ever had on the breakfast show.
Gino. I mean,
can you think?
So many guests over the years. Look, obviously the international artists, when they come into the studio, singers, it's always nice to have them. We had West Life in studio. Celine Dion was telephonic. I'm trying to remember, Gino. You really.
Well, you can think about it. You can think about why we're going, because we've got somebody here that's going to just cut you down to size a bit. We're bringing on a special guest, just to give us the dirt, to give us the dirt on Charlton.
I was just for a swap around because you got me on the last time with Charles.
We'll put you next to each other like that so that you.
Okay, I'm scared.
Tell us, Charles, are you at a party again or not?
Shush. I'm at a braai, and I've jumped into my car and put on the map light. Well, yes. Right. I was trying to remember now. There were only 3 things that I wanted to say. First of all was Charlton has an extensive fragrance collection, which he is not afraid to share. I, unfortunately, used to do 9 till midday after Charlton was on breakfast, and I am fragrance allergic to the vast majority. And he called kind of bullshit on my allergy, and I was able to prove him conclusively wrong every single time. As he will, he's nodding because he knows. Then I'm trying to think what the other thing was that I wanted to say now about Charlton. Oh yes, despite the fact that Roy Williams is no longer in this country. I don't miss him at all because Charlton's puns are at least as bad as Roy's always were. Charlton has disgraceful is too strong a word, but you get where I'm going.
I got
sense
you.
of humor. So I don't miss Roy at all. I in fact until Charlton moved to mornings. And kind of missed Roy because Roy only started, I think, at 10 a.m.
10 o'clock. It was 10 o'clock.
I used to have to make sure that Charlton and Roy were never in the same place at the same time because there's a scientific theory of matter that if matter occupies the same space at the same time, the universe will end. And you can all thank me because, look, here we still all are.
Thank you, Charles. Thank you.
The only other thing that I have to say is I'm always curious when I am reminded how much younger Charlton is than I am. Because I swear we were at campus radio at the same time, and the only thing that really tells you is that I have a medical BCom, as in it took me 6 years to get. Charlton, I'm 50. How old are you now?
We are 50, Charles. 45.
Shut up.
Shut up, exactly.
How old, Charlton? Sorry?
Damn you.
45.
Oh, so it's less than I thought for some reason. But I remember campus radio days all the way through to now with Charlton on a slightly serious note, incredibly fondly. Because Charlton is one of those people who is inherently likable, even though you groan at his puns and you think to yourself, just why? Why?
Why?
But that aside, you have lived long enough, respectfully, to redeem yourself. And look. You still have Natalie, which in itself is quite a thing. And you have 2 lovely, lovely daughters who go on to achieve. So on a serious note, you must have done something right. You remain one of my favorite colleagues who I still get to speak to amongst the least because he's always busy on air when I get there, and he's always scooting out of there very soon afterwards. Please get to tell.
A time watcher.
Yeah. No, literally. He has a scooter.
Right.
So please get Charlton to at least highlight a couple of the trials and tribulations of driving to work on a scooter at that time of the morning, particularly in winter.
You see the
July.
comment here, Charles? Do you see the comment?
Wendy.
Yeah, see, it's not Wendy, love you long time. It is not a moustache because I would never do that. I would never want to look like a 1984 apartheid era policeman. But I have such a
What's wrong with
shitty
that?
beard that everything else is grey and all that remains visible is the stupid moustache. All you can really tell from this is that I haven't shaved in 2 weeks.
Yes. Oh, lovely, Charles.
Thank you, Sean.
Looking
Thanks for the
good,
kind
Charles.
words.
You say thank you. I don't think you mean it, but
No,
here we are.
I honestly do mean it. No, really, I honestly do. You ask how would I do it? It's the fragrance.
I feared that may be his secret of success. Enjoy the rest of it. It's been
Thanks, Sean.
awesome to drop in.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Charles.
Charles.
Go and enjoy your boerewors and whatever else you're going to try.
Lamb chop steak, cheese griller, and
Oh.
Russia.
You are making me hungry already. I haven't eaten either yet. You bastard.
Ah, yes.
Thanks
Damn
for the kind
you,
words,
Sean.
Cheers.
Appreciate it.
Off you go. Oh, Sean Leslie, always popping. You know, he's always in his bloody car, Charlton.
He loves.
I think he lives in there.
I got it wrong. I got it
other
wrong.
way.
You looked at me.
Yeah, you got to look this side. We can look at each other this side.
Can you high five? Let's do a high five. Let's do a high five.
Yeah, can
One,
do.
two,
1, 2, 3. Yeah.
I love my fragrances. It's one of the, I don't know, I love
Oh, is it?
fragrances. It's just something I love, It's one of the,
That's like a fashion thing as well. I mean, that's like, do you like clothes and stuff as well? You get into the...
Actually, three things: sunglasses, fragrances, and
yeah.
I love timepieces.
Watches.
Watches, yeah.
I've got a friend who does watches. She's Debbie Hathaway. She's in Cape Town. She does all the super Rolexes and the stuff. I don't know if anybody knows Debbie, XPE as well. She does all the. She's always in Mauritius or somewhere. She's doing something for the watches. I don't know.
Alfie J, so you got it in as well, and watches. Yeah.
And watches. Yeah. Alfie knows you. Okay, so I mean, obviously, the radio and the breakfast show, and you've stuck with that breakfast show over the years. I mean, it's been amazing.
You know what? I actually I was 22. I was 22 years old when I started with Algoa-FM. So yeah, it's really close to my heart. It's in the veins. Yeah. Stuck to it, and 4:30.
And the puns come in handy there.
They come in. You know what? If you put me on the spot right now to give you puns, I'll struggle.
Yeah.
But
Yes,
if
yes.
we're just socializing and sitting down, it will come naturally. Off the cuff right now, like for example, we're talking about it. I'm just blank.
Yeah.
I really.
Yeah. The Charlie's chuckles are always the big thing as well. I know everybody loves the chuckles.
Yeah, no, they're bad. They're actually quite bad. That's
dad
the thing
jokes.
about it. Dad
Yes.
jokes, exactly. Yeah. It's like I mean, what's happening here right now? We like okay. So it's like what's the nicest thing about? No. I've already got the punchline. I'm working backwards. I'm going to stop because I know what's going to happen. I'm going to mess it up.
No, it's like knock jokes. I mean, you do
Yes.
those. I mean, like knock.
Who's there?
Makeup.
Makeup. Ooh.
It's like a dad joke. I like those ones.
Yeah. I like that. It's
like-
a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. I like that one. And the other one is, I always with the car. The difference between your dog and your wife. So
I
you
think I know this
can
one.
try this on Natalie.
Yeah.
You difference your dog and your wife to see the difference. You put your dog and your wife in the boot of your car for like
Yes.
half an hour.
Yeah.
And then you open up and see who's still happy to see you.
The dogs.
It's
Oh,
a
my
slightly
word.
dodgy dad joke, that one. But yeah, no, look, I get it. And don't you think of song names all the time? With my kids, when you're talking to your kids, I'm always like, let's go, okay. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Come on.
I haven't done that. No, I haven't done that. I
done
must be
that.
honest. I haven't
That's
done
the-
that one. No. Now, what do you call a
No,
dog
you-
that does magic?
What?
Labrador cadabra. Oh, see, I missed that one. See what happens?
Labrador cadabrador.
Labrador.
A labracadabrador.
Labracadabra.
I like
Labracadabra. There we go.
Labracadabrador. I like it.
See,
I like it.
I'm on the spot. Putting him on the spot, that's why.
Yeah. No. It's good. No, I like that. No, dad jokes are always good. But I always, and my kids always grown. I mean, and I was always the song. It's always a song when the dad can have this, dad can have this. You can't always get what you want. And, you know, it's not only that. And then, but wow, why can't I do it? Why can't I do it? Because that's the way it is. Some things will never change. That's just the way it is. Oh my word!
I mean, the worst. So okay, it's not quite a dad joke. It's one of my worst jokes ever.
Yes.
So two monkeys.
Yeah.
They get into a bath, right? They get into a bath,
Yeah.
and they're going ooh ah ah ooh ah ah ah. So the other monkey tells the monkey, "Open the cold water tap."
Yeah. I got to see that. Okay.
The water's hot.
I was waiting.
Bad.
I'm waiting for the punchline because that wasn't a great one.
No, it's bad. I told you.
Oh no. It's terrible. I went to a zoo yesterday. I only had one dog. It was a Shih Tzu. Yeah, that's one.
No.
That's in there.
I was driving down to one of the cafes the other day, so I asked them for because I like aviation, as I'd mentioned earlier. Aviation, I love it. So I asked the guy behind the counter. I said, "Hey, can I have some helicopter flavored chips, please?" He says, "We only have plain."
Ah. Oh my word!
It's coming. Yeah.
That's terrible. I've now. So listen, I've got a couple of things now. We normally do on Gino Spot, and one's the getting to know you section.
Getting to
So
know
let's.
you, getting to know all about you.
Aha! So I've got some questions for the getting to know you section.
Yeah.
How about what's your daily routine?
My daily routine. Well, as I mentioned earlier, I get up at 4:30 in the morning. Get down to the station, do the show.
Studio.
We meet after the show normally. We meet for the next day. What's the prep for the next
Discuss
day?
the next day. Okay.
Yeah. Usually, pre-COVID,
Yes.
I used to have my meetings with my clients. After that.
Your clients.
Yeah, for all the weddings and activations and stuff. And that hasn't happened since March last year. So currently, I'm not doing much after the show, except for working on my wife's nerves back home.
Yes. No, it should be starting again soon. As long as this third wave doesn't hit us. So don't breathe on everybody, anyone out there. What if you were arrested with no explanation? What would your friends and family assume you had done? So you're arrested. Nobody knows why. What would your family say? Oh, that's why.
Yeah. Probably arrested for arson.
So you're bad with fires?
No, I just put my pants down in public. So I don't know.
Is that sun shining? That sun shining so bright out of that ass of yours.
That's the best. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay, where's your go-to restaurant? Where's your favorite place to go?
It's in Port Elizabeth. That'll be the Coachman.
Coachman.
Yeah.
Very nice, eh?
Yeah.
Very nice. I'm with you. Very nice restaurant that.
Yeah.
The funniest thing you've done or happened to you while your mind was wandering.
The funniest thing that happened to me while my mind was wandering.
Yeah.
Well, if my mind
maybe on the show.
Gino, you got me on the spot there.
Do you ever have those moments where on the show on your show where you're thinking about something completely different, and then you realize you're in a conversation with with Lee or someone, and
I think I often wonder if I close the gate. Because obviously I'm leaving home so early. I wonder if I close the gate. Did I close the gate?
Close the gate.
We could be chatting and but I'll just pick up my phone and I'll just check on my phone. Yeah. So, but I do often the gate is the one after. Because sometimes you're running slightly late. You just off you go. And I literally have to close the gate physically with the remote. I didn't opt for one of the sensors. If you've gone, it'll close automatically. I rather want to close it myself. Okay. So the gate.
You see, look at my wife. Look at my wife dissing me again. Yeah, I see that. She said it's only me that doesn't know where the hell I am. Because I've been on stage before, Charlton, where I've been telling a joke, okay? And I'm telling a joke, and I hit the punchline, and everybody laughs, and I'm thinking to myself, because I was thinking about something completely different. I'm looking at somebody in the audience, and I land the joke because it's like in that back memory, but the front brain is looking at something, and then you realize, whoa, she's like, hang on, let me just collect my thoughts again. I could have said anything.
Oh my word! Yeah, that's embarrassing.
It's like you shouldn't SMS when you're driving. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
So most recent. I say the most recent show. Oh, the Gate. Yeah, the Gate. The most recent show you've binge watched?
Schitt's Creek. Yeah. Well, recent. That. Yeah.
It's a good one.
That was a while back. Coming to think of it. I'm currently binge watching Star Trek Next Generation, believe it or not. I just realized I watched it as a youngster with Captain Jean-Luc Picard. You know, that episode. Not quite William Shatner.
Yes.
Jean-Luc Picard. I've realized we've watched this growing up, but I didn't realize how many episodes they actually made with the Star Trek Next Generation. I'm still watching it, so I'm binge watching that again. So yeah, I guess it's that one.
Do you have any quirks?
No, don't. I really don't.
No quirks.
No.
What about guilty pleasures?
I used to have a guilty pleasure, but I stopped. I was going back to what we spoke about earlier on.
Oh, the food.
No.
Oh, watches. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so that was your thing, eh?
Yeah.
You built up a couple of those, and you have to sell them off to pay your bond.
I've got that watch box, that case. I literally have the case.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you actually got the ones that you want. It's just that you decided that was it now.
Yeah, and also I don't have the time.
Terrible. Oh no. What is the most annoying question that people ask you regularly? They come to you in the shop to say, Charlton.
Oh yes. No, tell me a joke. Tell me a joke. Yeah, on the spot. Just
on the spot. It's like I haven't got one.
That is probably one of the most often asked questions if I'm asked.
It is. Yeah. You need to have one ready.
Yeah, I kind of like have them ready. Shoot from the hip sometimes, but that's the most often question I always get. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. And something you're self-conscious about? The probing question. That's Unibrow.
Yeah, I am. I really am. It's not that bad,
you got that bushy eyebrows.
I got that.
It's for being cross with people, man. It's like, hey, you got to use them. They're very expressive. You can use them.
But it's nice if you're jogging. You don't need a sweatband. I don't need a sweatband.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah. Just.
But it's true. I've got Italian ones. These Italian ones. But you like that comedian. No, it's Jimoan. Jimoan. He does that whole thing with a. Yes, Jimoan. He does that whole thing with the thing. Things can change. If you say, "How's your daughter?" or you say, "How's your daughter?" It's got two different meanings. Eyebrows.
And it just draws more attention to the question because it's so exposed. It's just there. Yeah. No, that's probably my
that's why you enjoyed Schitt's Creek as well. That's also got that dude with the eyebrows. So
the father and son, Dave, and the Levies, yeah.
Yes. Okay. Let's see. What is something that your friends wouldn't believe that was true about you?
Wouldn't believe that's true about me.
Yeah. Well, let's make it broader. Let's say that people wouldn't know about you.
People. Okay. Then it's broader.
Yeah.
Probably the sport that I'm involved in or was involved in up until maybe 3 years ago.
Like kickboxing. What?
Well, very close. Martial arts. All my life.
Really?
I did. Yeah. All my life, most of my life. I was never. You get into conversations sometimes with the people, especially with the guys. I'm using the guys as reference. Hey, they played rugby. They played cricket at school. Yeah. And those sporting events mostly happened on Saturdays.
Yes.
I was never on the rugby field. I was never on the cricket field. I was never in the swimming pool.
Always there?
I was in the dojo. Saturdays was dojo time. So for 27 years of my life.
Oh, my soul.
Yeah.
What kind of martial arts?
So I'm involved with. Well, I was two types. First one, which I got involved with in primary school, I got involved with the temijutsu. Got my first.
I have no idea what that is. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's a type of street fight. It's like Krav Maga. It's all that fast stuff. So I got my third Dan black belt in that. And then
Do you want to try and do a little bit of me? Do you want to try and hook me one?
It's going to be very difficult. It's going to be virtually. It's virtually impossible.
Just stick your arm in. It'll be fine. It'll do it. Just stick your arm.
That's
right. Other side. Put your right arm. Okay.
There we go. Yeah. So, yeah. So that's the first one, and then the second one is ninjutsu. Also got my black belt in that. Yeah. You're gonna laugh.
Okay. I don't know what.
Ninja. You know ninjas.
Yeah, ninja. Ninjas. So you're like a ninja.
Too.
You're a freaking ninja. Hey, it's looking more like El Debo. You're right.
Yeah.
El Depo.
Yeah.
Depro. El Depro.
Yeah, so that's what people probably wouldn't know. And I also, up until maybe 2 years ago, had my own school as well, my own dojo.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you taught people.
Yeah, I'm sensei.
So do you ever sneak up into the Algoa building and like I don't know the ninjas? They do like things like standing in the. They'll hide in a door frame or something. Yeah. Well, they know how to hide.
Yeah, there's a lot to it. It's an ancient art, but you know what? At the end of the day, it was it's also sensei means teacher, so that's what I want. Besides being a teacher, you're a teacher, so it's teaching self-defense. It was teaching self-defense over the years, and it was always. Well,
when your dad said teacher, I don't think he meant teach people to moor each other. Charlton.
Not that one. No, so yeah, I think that's probably what people wouldn't know about me.
Okay.
I don't. Yeah.
Excellent. And what? So final one here. Let's say, what song or artist do you like but rarely admit to liking?
Admit to like what song or artist? Is it the favorite artist or is that the?
Yeah, it's not a favorite artist. Yeah, the one that embarrasses you a little bit to say.
I love ABBA.
That's a common one. That is a common choice.
I love ABBA.
I also do love ABBA.
Yeah. Should one be embarrassed about it? I mean,
I don't know. So. As a ninjutsu, I don't know if you should really be listening to ABBA.
Oh, goodness. Yeah. No, I love. And the Village People.
Well, now that's one. There we go. It's like Boney M as well. I saw that guy dancing the other day. Holy moly!
What the guy in the video?
Yeah. How's that guy?
The big afro.
Man? Yeah, the afro guy.
Yeah.
He's
What's his name?
insane.
He passed away. He died. I think
he did.
Yeah,
I can't remember his name now, but he's you're
crazy
like a fool. That guy. All right, Charlton. We got 20 questions now. Quick ones. That's it. Quick questions. Quick ones. What's the best thing that happened to you this year?
I took a quick break with my family, a much needed quick break.
Lovely.
Went to Cape Town for 4 days. It was long overdue.
Drank lots of wine. Beautiful.
Kind of thing, yeah.
Okay, something that you've always wanted to try but been too scared to do?
Bungee jump.
Woo!
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
It's sky jump, but not bungee. There's something of bungee jumping. Just the fear factor.
It's the elastic band around your pinky. That's what around your big toe. That's what freaks me out.
Yeah.
Okay, best advice for your 19-year-old self.
Don't be scared to ask questions.
Oh, okay. Were you scared question asker?
Yeah, you just always hesitated. What will they say? What will they think of me? So just don't.
That was good.
Ask.
That's nice and quick.
Yeah.
You knew that. Well, an important life lesson for someone to learn?
Look after your health at an early age. Start early. Looking after your health.
Good idea. You're right. Your favorite dessert, going with that theme?
Here's the thing. I don't actually like dessert. I'm not a dessert person.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not a dessert person. No, I promise
Oh,
you.
Charlton, I must introduce you to some desserts.
No, I'm not a dessert person.
Oh no, maybe it was. What is your favorite desert?
Oh, Sahara.
That's what it was. Sahara. Okay, we'll go with that then.
It's a bit of a dry dessert. Prefer sandwich.
Now you're going. Now we're on a roll. On a roll.
It's like, what's his name? Nicolas Cage. He's always on a roll. Any role for that matter.
Yeah, it's true. No. Okay, your favorite solo artist? Who's that?
Solo artist. Currently, because they've been so many over the years, they change. So currently,
Yes,
it would be Bruno Mars currently as a solo
Bruno
artist.
Mars, amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Your first celebrity crush?
Heather Locklear. TJ Hooker.
Ooh.
Heather
Yeah,
Locklear.
no. Look, she was a hottie, yeah? That was...
She was married to Richie Sambora. They were married. He was part of Bon Jovi.
Yes.
Remember Richard? Yeah, they were
Yes.
an item at one stage. Yeah.
Yes, they were. She was married to a few people, I think.
Yeah, she's been around the.
I think she was, you know.
She was around the block.
She was married? Kill the eyebrows. Married? What's the most adventurous thing you've ever done in your life?
Flying in an L-39 jet.
Oh, yeah, I've done that too.
Yeah.
I also did that. It was insane.
Stu Davidson owns one, but it wasn't Stu.
Yes.
It was another one.
It was
an air show.
Mandel, Dave Mandel.
It wasn't Dave. You know what? Actually, the
Was it
pilot, the owner, it was sad news a few years ago. He actually died in the jet. It's actually one of my profile pics on Facebook.
Shame.
It was at I think the Krugersdorp Air Show. It went down.
Oh, shame.
But
Man,
it was at
that
this
makes
London
me
air show.
feel more
Yes.
anxious about the fact that I did it.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah,
Did you do some aerobatics?
And everything. We did everything. It was the build up to the East London Air Show the day before. Actually, I went up with Algoa because we were media sponsors of the air show. And I went up on Friday and I got to fly with the guys. And quite a long flight. Quite a nice long flight as well.
Yeah.
So, that was
I had that too.
Yeah.
You feel a bit sick?
Actually not. I enjoyed it.
You bastard. I threw up.
9 Gs. I loved it. I
Yeah,
love it.
9 Gs
I think
in
that's
that
the
thing.
whole aviation thing. I think I was right in my comfort zone. Yeah.
No, I didn't pass out with the 9 Gs, but he got me. He turned at the harbour, and it was about 4.5, 5 Gs, and I just passed out. I wasn't expecting it.
Your eyes almost popping out.
Yeah, I tell you what,
that's
that was
hectic.
the most hectic.
Yeah.
He said to me, Gino, we're going to do the Cuban 8. I said, holy moly. That was it, Cuban 8. Don't give me your Cuban 8.
Oh, goodness.
It was
Anyway,
okay.
8 figure, yeah.
Do you collect anything? Oh, you just say you collected watches.
Yep.
Yeah, the watches.
But I don't have the time anymore, yeah.
If you had a warning label, what would it say?
Don't pull my finger. Don't pull finger.
Oh, that's an old one. That one.
Yeah.
Grandfather got me with that a few times.
My
All
grandfather
right,
gave me some good sound advice one stage, Gino. My grandfather gave me some very good sound advice once.
Yes. What did
On
he
his
say?
deathbed, actually. On his deathbed.
Yes.
He said, buy good speakers.
I was going to say, turn it down. Can't hear what you're saying.
Yeah, no. Good speakers, sound advice.
Right. The hardest you've ever worked?
The hardest I've ever worked. 3 years ago. Yeah, about 3 years ago, 16-hour DJing at a festival to leave the event to make it in time for the breakfast show and continue.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, that's just...
it was a non-stop 16 hours behind the decks.
Jeez, okay.
For a lot of
that's
rich
heavy.
kids, a lot of rich people down on their boats and yachts. And then, straight off, I think I ended at 2 o'clock in the morning. And then
my
headed
soul.
back to PE to make it in time for breakfast.
Jeez, there's Michael's answer to your grandfather's last words. Stop standing on my oxygen and pipe.
That's a good one, yeah.
Oh, Mickey's had a couple of toots tonight. I can see that.
Yeah, I can hear that. Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, man. All right, Charlton. So we're getting towards the end, and I always ask my guests one or two questions towards the end of the show. The first one is normally your proudest moment, and then your crappiest gig.
I think I've answered that question earlier. The proudest moment was October 1997.
Yeah.
When I received the call to be part of Algoa-FM.
Yeah.
And the whole wondering, how can a kid like me from the northern areas make it onto this
incredible
massive station?
Yes.
Receiving that phone call and actually signing the contract. And Dave used to have a very tiny office back at the atrium, right in the corner at the back somewhere. And I remember signing my hand was shaking. It was shaking.
Man.
And it was Saturdays and Sundays 3 to 6, and I signed the document. And man, it was the start of a very good journey, still is. And that was probably the proudest. Yeah, I put that down as in my history books. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
I mean, you can say the birth of your child. I've got 2 daughters. I mean, you have to do one, you have to do the other. So you kind of have to encompass life, and I think life-wise, it would be that one. Yeah.
Yeah, and then your crappiest gig ever.
Okay, that's the second question. Crappiest gig ever.
Or the time, or the most embarrassing one as well.
Okay,
or the time something went wrong.
Okay, crappiest and embarrassing. Okay, there's 2 there. So crappiest would be I was hired to DJ a function for like the top brass executives of a banking institute. All these old bullies. There were about maybe 10 of them.
Yes.
Just men, and then maybe 2
finance guys.
Finance guys, and they're all sitting with their cigars. Now you try get these finance guys to dance. I mean, they're all kind of conservative with their big cigars. And man, I was playing hit after hit, and nothing was going down. Up until the CEO actually came up to me and said, "Charlton, relax. Just play some background music. These guys ain't gonna dance. They're not dancers." But that after like a half an hour or 40 minutes, he told me that.
No,
because you could see I was sweating bullets at the time because So that was the most stressful one. You asked me embarrassing gig?
Yes, yeah.
Or so the one year I was hired for a wedding, and I was busy setting up at the wedding. I was setting up the sound equipment and stuff. Only to realize, and it was already down in Krachakam. I know Krachakam got a lot of wedding events, venues.
Yeah.
Only to realize that I was setting up at the wrong venue. And I had to take everything down and rush over to the next venue, which is just down the road. That was very, very embarrassing. Mind you, it wasn't my fault. It was embarrassing because people were looking at me. It was actually the groom's fault because he gave me the wrong address, the wrong he gave me the wrong
event.
And the where I was at, they actually did not have a DJ. So it just so happened because if you think about it, if I had to get in, there was a DJ set up already. I thought, okay, it's the wrong venue.
Yeah, there we go.
There wasn't no DJ at this. So
they were like, we got a DJ.
Yeah. So that was needless to say, it was very embarrassing because the speakers were up already. Fortunately, the wedding I was supposed to be at, I think I had about an hour before the groom arrived. The bride arrived, so it was under pressure to get it up. So that was the embarrassing gig I had.
I had a similar occurrence when I was doing a wedding up in up the coast in Durban, and I said there were people coming in. They were waiting for the bride and groom to arrive, and the guests were coming in, and the last couple of guests came in, and I said, quickly, hurry through because the bride and groom are coming. Hurry through, and it was the bride and groom. I hadn't seen them, so I don't really know who they were. They're like, come on, the bride and groom are coming. Get in there, man.
We are the bride and groom. We are the bride and groom.
We are the bride and groom.
We are. Yeah.
Okay, I've got a couple of crazy questions here as well. That Gary always gives me towards the end. Let's have a. Would you rather be stuck on an island alone or with someone that talks incessantly?
Well, someone who talks incessantly is myself, so island alone talking to myself.
You're that guy.
I'm the guy.
Everybody's been saying, we don't want to be on an island with Charlie.
Yeah.
No. If you had to give one thing for the rest, give up one thing for the rest of your life, would it be brushing your hair or brushing your teeth? You have to give one of them up.
I'll brushing my hair.
Yeah, okay, you can handle that.
Yeah,
you can handle messy hair.
Yeah, I can handle messy hair. Yeah. You can just,
I can smell it from here. Let's see. Would you rather be without internet for a week or without your phone?
Internet for a week.
Internet.
I need my
you
phone.
need your phone.
I need my
you
phone.
Need your.
Yeah.
It's because your kids. It's because the kids are there as well.
In contact, yeah.
And then, let's see. Would you rather? Would you rather be the most popular person at work or school? At work, I'd say. Yeah. Would you be the most popular person at work or the smartest?
I think smartest.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, smartest.
You want to go for the popular guy? Hey, everybody hates you. I hate Charlton. He's so smart. I hate him.
I don't like the popular thing. I'll go smart.
Would you rather? Okay, last one. Would you rather have a hook for a hand or a peg on your leg? You're checking. I can check. You're thinking.
No.
Oh my God.
I'd rather have a pig for a leg. The bathroom can be quite painful.
I'll give you that. Charlton Tobias, thank you, man. Thank you. I see Brian Wilkinson saying thank you for entertaining listen and watch once again. Charlton, always a listener's choice when the radio switched on. One of the few that makes one not change the stations, indeed. My Oscar will go to Charlie, Queenie, and Lance. But so he's got his favorites there, Charlie, Queenie, and
Brian,
Lance.
For the kind words. Thank you.
And Sue Rhodes as well saying hello. Lovely,
hello,
Sue.
Sue.
Lovely to have you.
Hi.
But Charlton, thank you so much, man. You've been magnificent, really. It's been fantastic to have you on board. Interesting lad you are, with lots of interests. I love that. Lots of passions.
Thanks for the invitation. It was good to be on the show tonight, and it was lekker. It was fun. Thank you.
Thank you. And I'm going to send you a little Fitchin lead, so we'll deliver it for you. A whole case. Give up for your gin. Excellent. Thanks, Charlie.
Thanks guys.
Ciao. It's competition time now. It's competition time. Right. We of course we're doing the drums again. I'm going to go to the drums, and you can win. Indeed, you can win a whole case of Fitchin leads for yourself to drink with your gin. We've got punters here tonight, of course. Punters. I was just to let Keith and the guys know the punters is running out. Look at only a little bit left here, and we need a bit of punters to get through these long soul-sapping shows. So, okay, ladies and gentlemen, I want the name of the artist and the name of the of the song in the comments, and when you give me that, I will get you a Fitchin lead. You can only win it once, obviously. So if you won it before, you can only win it for the first time tonight. Here we go. All right, so Fitchin leads for you. Let's go.
My girlfriend, she's the only one I got. Not much of a girlfriend, I never seem to get a lot. Take a tumble, cross the water, like to see America. See the girls in California, I'm hoping it's going to come true, but there's not a lot I can do. Breakfast, mommy dear, they gotta have them in Texas, 'cause everyone's a millionaire. I'm a winner, I'm a singer, do you want my autograph? Oh, I'm a loser, oh what a joker, I'm playing my jokes upon you, but there's nothing that I can do.
Super Tramp. Breakfast in America, indeed it was. You are the winner. Show's over and it's time to say goodbye. Thank you very much for joining us, ladies and gentlemen, on Gino's Spot. And we will see you on Tuesday when we've got Louise and Salvilio. We're going to have a look and see what they've been doing. Louise and Sal, next Tuesday. Thank you so much to Charlton Tobias for coming on. Charlie T, we love you. And thank you to Fitch and Leeds. Thank you to Spa. And thank you to Amovia for the internet. All right. We'll see you on Tuesday. Woo!
Relax, sit down. Coming out of PE town. Drink, find a shot. Never mind your liver. Get to Gino's Spot. Gino's Spot. Get to Gino.